Hi everyone and welcome to NCHC Between the Boards. I'm Greg Ankers. A lot to get to tonight, including not one, but two top 10 showdowns within league play. We'll get to the highlights in just moments. Later in the program, we'll tell you about Western Michigan goaltender Lukas Hafner, who stays connected to his late father through the game he loves. And there's more than just a common bond between teammates at Colorado College. We'll get to those stories in a little bit, but first we dropped the puck on our Spotlight series, taking center stage in Grand Forks last weekend as 9th-ranked Denver visited number 4-ranked North Dakota. Denver entered the weekend in 3rd place, but they are the lone unbeaten team in league play entering last weekend's action. And for North Dakota, all the buzz surrounds the CBS line. That's Drake Kajula, Brock Besser, and Nick Schmaltz, and their talents were once again on full display. We'll get to those guys in a moment, but Denver would strike first in this one. Minute 22 into the second. Watch Grant Arnold sneak behind the cage, and he gets the tip in out in front to beat Cam Johnson and give the Pioneers a 1-0 lead. 26 seconds after that, though, North Dakota gets the equalizer. Drake Kajula carrying into the zone. He will curl and release to tie things up at 1 goal apiece. Just a couple minutes later in the period, UND back on the attack on a power play this time. Paul Ledoux with the drive. Austin Pagansky with the tip out front to give UND a 2-1 advantage. Then later, still in the second period, a Denver turnover deep in their zone leads to a Brock Besser chance. He skates in, quick hands, beats Evan Cowley there to make it 3-1 after 2 in the third. Besser again on the attack, quick transition up the ice, and he picks his spot on this one, going up and over the shoulder once again for a 4-1 lead. A couple minutes after that, North Dakota with another opportunity. Keaton Thompson with the initial shot. It does get deflected out in front by Nick Schmaltz, ends up behind Cowley and in the net as UND takes this one. 5-1 the final. Denver not without its chances, went 0 for 5 on the power play. Good PK unit for UND.
We did a good job. We did everything we were supposed to do today, and they got a great power play. They got a lot of talent on that side, and for us to make them go 0 for 5 is a pretty good job. But that's just one night of the weekend that we've accomplished that, and we got to make sure we bring it again tomorrow.
And there would be more offensive support on Saturday in front of Johnson. Closing seconds of the first, skating shorthanded. Austin Pagansky with the pick, and he drives in and scores with 0.6 seconds on the clock. Big momentum swing as North Dakota grabs a 1-0 lead. Middle of the second, North Dakota on a power play here. Tucker Poolman with a big blast, tipped in. Once again out in front is Austin Pagansky, and that makes it 2-0, Pagansky's second of the night. In the third, North Dakota looking for more. Nick Schmaltz with the steal. Watch Brock Besser here, diving to get onside as Drake Kajula skates in, and he scores on the snipe shot there to make it 3-0 Fighting Hawks. Just seconds after that, North Dakota gets more. Besser with time to pause in the slot, and he will shoot and score there to make it 4-0. Denver, meanwhile, trying to get anything going in the offensive end that they can. Danton Heinen with a sweet move coming up here on Gage Osmus, but can't get it past Johnson as that one goes wide. Cam Johnson with another save later in the game. A key stop as UND gets the W, the sweep, and the shutout, winning 4-0. Cam Johnson, his first career shutout as UND gets the all-important NCHC sweep.
They were unbelievable from the start of the game to the finish of the game. There was not a minute where they didn't play hard defensively. I thought our penalty kill was on, killing off all those penalties, and I thought the guys played well, and we played with confidence today, and we came out flying, which was what we needed.
It's a big weekend for our hockey team. You talk about being great every single morning. You wake up and you expect greatness out of our hockey team, and Brad preaches that to us, and it's another thing to go out there and do it. So I think today we were great in all 3 zones.
Straight ahead, we have another top 10 showdown within the NCHC to get to, and an NCHC first for Colorado College. Two of the hottest teams collided last weekend when Omaha visited St. Cloud State, and the series took a bizarre twist into Saturday night when NCAA leading goal scorer from Omaha, Austin Ortega, was sidelined due to an allergic reaction he had after eating a cookie. His nut allergy may have taken Ortega out of the lineup, but his teammates rose to the occasion. And Ortega, who is okay, by the way, did dress on Friday night, but did not factor in the scoring column. In the first, it's Robbie Jackson giving St. Cloud State the early 1-0 advantage with that top shelf goal. St. Cloud State leading 2-0 in the second. In comes Jake Gensel, who gets the goal, then gets pushed and crashes into Charlie Lindgren. That makes it a 2-1 game. Lindgren would thankfully be okay, and he'd be brilliant later in the period. Look at this save on Gensel. Lindgren keeping the Huskies lead at 2-1 at that point. Later in the period, Huskies extend the lead. Long pass ahead from Ethan Proud to Jimmy Murray with the finish. St. Cloud State goes up 3-1. They go on to take the opener on Friday night, winning 4-1. So that leads into Saturday, and Omaha playing without Ortega, as I mentioned, NCAA leading goal scorer going in, but amazingly, the offense doesn't miss a beat. In the first, Jake Gensel gets the rebound effort here as the puck finds his stick alone out in front. Mavericks take a 1-0 advantage. In the second, up 2-0. This time it's Brian Cooper with a blast from just inside the blue line. That gets by everybody, and Omaha builds a 3-0 lead. St. Cloud State trying to get back in it at the other end in the slot. Jimmy Schultz with the goal here to make it a 3-1 game, but Omaha's offense continues to churn out the goals. On the power play, Justin Parizek with the big blast and gets the tip in out in front. That makes it 5-1 Mavericks. They tack on a couple more, go on to win 7-2 to get the split. Bob Motzko and company very unhappy with Saturday's performance.
You kind of know how you're going to play before you even get to the rink some nights, and then to try to find it, it was like we had lost hope and we kept looking for it all night. And wasn't there.
And it looked like every time it looked like we were going to kind of start clawing our way back in, we just kind of shot ourselves in the foot. And
when you don't got the energy and some things aren't going your way and you're facing a good team, it's just all those little factors, and you're not going to walk away with that one.
Colorado College, fresh off its first win of the season, playing host to Miami in a weekend series. The Redhawks entered struggling a bit. Midway through the second, though, Miami gets on the board first, thanks to that goal by Kiefer Sherwood for a 1-0 lead. In the third, though, CC battling back. A turnover finds the stick of Hunter Fegis, who gets the easy goal there to tie things up at 1 midway through the period. Then, with just 2:46 to go, CC pushing the pace up into the Miami zone. The puck gets left for Fegis, and he gets the goal, and it's a game winner, second win in a row for Colorado College, and that sets up a pivotal Saturday showdown with Miami, as CC has never swept an opponent at home in NCHC play. They haven't done it since 2012 when they were a member of the WCHA. Chaos out in front in the first. Miami again striking first in this one. Sean Corrali with the goal. But fast forward to the second now, and here come the Tigers. They get some action out in front. Cody Bradley with the finish to tie things up at a goal apiece. Then later in the period, on the power play, Mason Berg going to clean that one up out in front, and CC has a 2-1 lead. The fans, players rejoice. Miami, though, would answer back. Late in the second, Kevin Morris going to get the equalizer here to tie things up at 2 going into the third. But CC with some more magic. They turn the puck over in their own zone, racing up ahead. Looky who it is. It's Hunter Fegis. Back-to-back game winners for Fegis as CC wins 3-2 and gets their first ever home sweep as members of the National Collegiate Hockey Conference.
I thought we got better as the game went on, and a lot of character in that room. It's a huge weekend for us to win 2 conference games against a real good hockey team, and get a sweep at home. It's nice to say. It's fun to be a part of, but I'm really proud the way they play. They're doing all the little things, blocking shots, and taking a hit to make a play and getting to the net, and and then when you do things like that, you get rewarded.
And finally, Western Michigan making the trip to Duluth to take on the 17th-ranked Bulldogs. UMD entered this series red hot, and they continued it. Midway through the first, Austin Young with the shorthanded goal there gives the Dogs a 1-0 lead. Just a couple minutes after that, on a power play now, and that's just not fair. If they can score shorthanded, certainly they can with a man advantage. Dominic Toninato with the goal there. It's 2-0 after 1. It would be 3-0 in the third. Carson Kuhlman makes his presence felt in this period, gets the goal there to make it 4-0. Then, less than 2 minutes after that, on a power play once again, it's Kuhlman one more time as Duluth goes on to win big in the opener of this series, winning it by a final of 7-0. Key component, yes, 51 shots on goal are huge, but 4 for 5 was Duluth's power play on Friday night, and that would also carry over into a very successful Saturday against Western Michigan. In the first, again, it's Duluth striking first. Adam Johnson gets credit for the goal here. Put the Bulldogs out in front 1-0. In the second, Western Michigan trying to get back in this one down 2-0. Oliver Caskey with the big blast there, fresh off the faceoff. That makes it a 2-1 game, but Duluth would have an answer at the other end. 30 seconds into the third, Austin Farley on the power play gets the goal here to make it 4-1, and then a la Kuhlman from the night before, Farley gets his second goal later in the period, back on another power play, and Farley cashes in again to make it 5-1. This one goes down as a 6-2 final. Duluth 3 for 7 on the power play on Saturday night, so they combine for a big special teams weekend in the sweep.
If you're doing them right in the D zone, you'll create offense off that, and that's kind of how we want to base ourselves. We're a fast team, but we can kind of catch ourselves slowing down in the D zone sometimes. So if we get that rolling and get that clicking, and we'll create a lot of offense.
Our performance was better on Saturday, but when you lose both hockey games, and that was our 7th and 8th loss in a row, you're not pleased about it, and obviously you're looking for some answers to get things going in the right direction.
Fresh off their sweep against Western Michigan, a pair of Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs are recognized by the NCHC this week with Players of the Week honors. Offensively, Austin Farley, the senior, had 6 points in that sweep over the Broncos with 2 goals and 4 assists. He's got 13 points in his last 4 games. His teammate Andy Walensky gets defensive honors this week. The senior had 4 assists and 5 blocked shots in that series, as well as a +4 rating. Rookie honors go to Colorado College freshman goaltender Jacob Nahama, who stopped 54 of 57 shots for a .976 save percentage in that first ever NCHC home sweep for CC over Miami. And goaltender honors go to Cam Johnson, sophomore from North Dakota, who made 40 saves on 41 shots over the weekend, including his first career shutout on Saturday. In 3 weekends of action, Cam Johnson has won this award all 3 times. The polls look like this for the week. The USCHO.com poll has North Dakota, Omaha, and St. Cloud State at 4, 5, and 6. Denver drops down to 11. Minnesota Duluth holds steady at number 17. The USA Today poll looks very similar. Denver checks in, though, at number 12 in that poll. The NCHC standings look like this heading into this weekend's play. North Dakota has grabbed sole possession of first place after their sweep over Denver. They're trailed by St. Cloud State and Minnesota Duluth. 5 players from the NCHC will be competing to make World Juniors rosters as camps open up for the tournament starting next week. They include a pair of North Dakota forwards, Nick Schmaltz and Brock Besser, along with Miami defenseman Louis Belpedio and St. Cloud State defenseman Will Borgen. Omaha forward Fredrik Olafsson will compete for a spot with Team Sweden. The World Junior Tournament runs December 26th through January 5th in Helsinki, Finland. Rosters are expected to be finalized just before the tourney begins. Straight ahead, despite the loss of his father nearly 4 years ago, Western Michigan goaltender Lukas Hafner is as close as ever to his dad while he's on the ice. Welcome back. Western Michigan goaltender Lukas Hafner lost his father to pancreatic cancer in the spring of 2012. The two were as close as a father and son can be, but Hafner has found a way to remain close to his dad while he plays on the ice.
A relationship with my dad was probably one of the most important things to me for my whole life. He was the reason that I am the person I am today. Whether it was growing up, the time we spent in the woods hunting together, some of my best memories, and then hockey-wise, driving to Detroit 5 times a week, spending so much time together. When I found out about my dad's diagnosis, I was actually playing hockey up in Cornwall, Ontario, and we were a couple weeks away from starting our playoff race. getting that phone call, I mean, it was just kind of surreal. I guess you don't even really believe it for a little bit. You're kind of in shock, and you know, I didn't know what to really think, to be honest. I guess speechless would be the best way to describe it. I think my mom would be the person I leaned on during our tough time. You know, she's been through so much in her life. 3 weeks after my dad passed away, she lost her brother, my uncle, and you know, just some of the things that she's had to deal with. She's been the absolute rock for my sisters and I, and you know, her story alone is very inspirational as well. I didn't find it very difficult to focus on hockey at all. My dad, and as well as my mom, they sacrificed so much for me. During the national anthem, I always say a prayer to them and just ask them to be with me and ask them to, you know, be with me and make me play to the best of my abilities and hopefully make them proud. Basically my entire mask is basically a tribute to my dad. On the side here, I got a picture of him playing football. This picture is actually hanging up in my grandparents' house, and they're upstairs, and I saw it when I was up there one time and just took a picture and just had it. As soon as I saw the picture, I knew that it could be a pretty cool piece on a helmet. And then I got his number, 55, and that's the reason I'm number 55, with his number in college with Dad here. And then this here is like supposed to be my dad and my grandpa and I kind of hunting. Just like another thing, it's been a huge impact on my life, all the time we spent together. And then for the back of the mask, I have the phrase "like a rock." That was actually his nickname, was Rock. Obviously the famous Bob Seger song. So, and then the pancreatic cancer ribbons, and then TLAM for Todd, Lori, and Audrey Madeline. So everyone in my family.
Hafner joined the Broncos in the fall of 2012 as the team's third goaltender, but since he has worked his way into the starting role. Still to come on tonight's program, they're helping lead a turnaround at Colorado College. Next, we explain why calling it a family affair couldn't ring more true for this year's Tigers team. Welcome back. It's really true when a pair of Colorado College teammates say they feel like family. Cody and Trey Bradley are the brothers with a bond that are helping turn around the Tigers this season.
Whether it's on the bench, on the ice, or on the stat sheet, the Bradley brothers are never far apart.
Goal, Trey Bradley!
It's been fun yelling at each other and getting in each other's faces, but you know, when things go good, it's really fun, and to play with your brother, it's amazing.
Having him out there, it's awesome. I feel like we feed off each other well. Maybe just, I don't know if it's the brother thing or what. I feel like we work well together.
They've worked so well that head coach Mike Havlin has started putting the siblings on the same line, and it's paid off. In last weekend's matchup with Air Force, each Bradley accounted for a goal and an assist.
Now Bradley walks in and scores.
They're starting to get even better. I think they're smart players. They're skilled guys that can make plays, but their compete level is getting better and better. And when you got some skill and you got that compete starts to come into your game, you can make some things happen. And I think they're starting to know where each other are, and it's a good feel.
But it's a feeling that wasn't instant, as the two haven't played on the same team in some time.
The last time we played together, I was maybe 8 years old, so I don't even remember it. The first couple games we played together, I mean, it's like when you play with anyone you don't really know, but I mean, things are definitely clicking, and every game and every shift I feel like we get better.
I know we skate together all the time, and we'll practice together when we're back home and stuff like that, but we didn't really know what was going to happen.
Even with the common goal of trying to win games for the Tigers, the brothers still have their rivalry moments.
He's 2 years older than me, so he's been pretty much better than me at everything. So, it's nice to compete against each other, and at the end of the game, when we see the stats and who had a better game, it's nice to pick on each other.
And so far, little brother is winning that argument, as Trey leads the team in both goals and points, while big bro Cody is second and third respectively in those categories.
He's coming back though. He's picking it up, so I gotta stay going.
For Colorado College, I'm Jason Carter.
It's another big weekend in the NCHC as teams get ready for their final tests before the holiday break. We've got a preview next. Welcome back. Few teams are on a roll like North Dakota is these days. The Fighting Hawks have just one loss in their last 9 games. One team that is red hot, though, is Minnesota Duluth, who has outscored their opponents 24-2 over their last 4 games. The two teams collide this weekend.
We had a lot of pressure. I think everyone felt it. So, and we're hearing a lot of things from everyone. Not getting everything going our way right away. But it feels great to get this momentum going in North Dakota. They're a great team. So hopefully we'll go in there with a lot of momentum.
They've been playing good hockey, but again, it's no surprise. I mean, they're a good team every year. They have a lot of depth. They have their forward group is very offensive. They've got a lot of depth on the back end, very good players, and they're getting goaltending. So again, it's no surprise. And again, we're going to have to be ready and make sure that we play our A game against them.
In addition to number 4th ranked North Dakota visiting number 17 Minnesota Duluth this weekend, here are the other games within the NCHC. Number 6 St. Cloud State travels to number 11 Denver in a top 15 showdown within the league. And 2 teams going in opposite directions. Colorado College, winners of 3 straight, travels to Western Michigan as the Broncos look to end their losing skid in Kalamazoo. We'll recap all of those games and have much more for you next week here on the show. Thanks for watching NCHC Between the Boards. Enjoy this weekend's games, everyone.